And welcome of you with this video number 3 of our series Flutter 2.5 with extra features. Thank you for watching my channel. I do hope you support me by subscribing to my channel, and if you do like this video, please hit the like button and hit the notification bell so you could get the latest videos from my channel. In this video we will talk about a very powerful tool, which is the localization, a multiple language, adding multiple languages to your application. This will bring more users, more audience. Your application will reach to more countries, because in every country the users prefer to read the application within their own language. So the localization will give you this powerful tool to reach to more audience. Okay, so without further ado, let's start. The localization it's just like this. When you change the locale, the language of the app will be changed, and accordingly the direction of the locale will be changed, whether it's left or right to left. Now by default, when you create a new project, Flutter have a native Flutter package by the name of Flutter Localization. Now this package is a very powerful package. You can create multiple locale using this package, but what I have noticed from using this Flutter localization, that it doesn't, or at least this is to my knowledge, I'm not sure I'm quite correct or not, but it doesn't give you the ability to change the locale dynamically within the application, just like that. From what I saw so far, that when you use Flutter localization, you can change the locale, the language of your application, through the device settings. So you go to the device settings, you change the language of your device, and accordingly the language of your application will be changed. This is what I have noticed. I'm not sure, maybe I am mistaken, but this is what I have noticed from my use to the Flutter localization. Therefore, I prefer another package which is by the name of Easy Localization. This Easy Localization gives me the possibility to change the locale dynamically from within the application. That's one of the beautiful things about this package, and you can find this package actually here. It's in pub.dev, Easy Localization. It's a very simple to use package without any hassle. So first of all, you need to add it to your pub.spec.yaml, and then we start with Flutter 2.5 in this case. Flutter 2.5, when you create a new project, you will get the run app. The run app contains only, in this case, only this my app. So what we will do, we will wrap my app with Easy Localization, class. Of course, you need to add to import the package. So Easy Localization consists of two required arguments, the path and the supported locale, and there are few optional ones, many optional ones I guess. So you need to check whichever suitable for you. For the required one, which is the path, this is the path. The path is where the files, the translation files of the languages will reside. So this is the path. And the second required one is the supported locale. How many language you wish to add to your application. It's a list of locale. Each locale consists of a code, locale code, and locale country. Remember, these are preset codes, so you cannot set it on your own. You need to go to Google. For each language, there is a preset code for each language. You need to select that code that matches what language you wish to add to your application, and accordingly also the country, the locale country of that language. For instance, here English, we have US, French language is FR, and the country is FR. So these are preset code and country, locale code and locale country. You need to Google it and find the ones that is suitable for your language. for your application. Now, how many languages you wish to add, that's totally up to you. So in my case, I'm adding English, French, Spanish, Arabic, and Hindi. So these are the codes, and these are the countries codes. This you need to add two required things. Now, two optional things I need to add. There are many optionals. You could check them one by one and see whichever is suitable for you. But here I have selected Start Locale. The Start Locale is that whenever your application starts, it will start with that locale, with that language. In my case, my application will start with English. The other one is Fallback Locale. The Fallback Locale, suppose your application started with English, then you change it to German, and from German you wish to change to French. Now, if you did not set up the French language correctly, in this case your application will not change to French language because you did not set up correctly the French language. So what will happen, your application from the German, when you request to change to French, it will fall back to the whichever language you set in here. So this is the difference between the Start Locale and the Fallback Locale. This is totally up to you, whichever languages you wish to set in here. Now let's go back to the path. The path is wherever the translation of the languages the translation files you will put. In version 2.5, Flutter 2.5, we have an SRC, and then we can add a directory by any name you wish. In my case, I made it lang. And then you add the translation files, which are JSON files. So this is an English US JSON file. It consists of the code, the key, of course this is JSON file, it's a key value pair. So this is the key and this is the value, and the same thing, the same keys should be used within. For instance, this is the Arabic, so the same keys and then the translation. Once you have done these JSON files, you put them in this lang directory, and here we have a very important class, which is the app localization. This app localization is actually the dynamo or the engine that will controls the changing between locale, the changing between the languages. By the way, you could get the entire code here on my GitHub repository, which is Flutter 2.5 new features. You can get the entire code in here, which includes also this one. One thing also you need to notice that you need to set where is your path. So in my case here is lib src lang, and then the code and the country.json. In your case, you need to add just where did you put your JSON files. So you need to add the file system address in here. That's the only difference you need to take care about. Also in the pubspec.yaml, you at the end of the file, you need to add in the assets the directory where your files, your JSON files reside, also with the app localization. So this is you need to add also. Now once you have done this from the main.dart, let's move into the app.dart. App.dart starts also from here, from my app. We will go to the app.dart. In the app.dart, at the material app, we just need to do two things, actually three things. Add the localization delegates, context.localization delegates, supported locale, which we have spoken about in here. So in the app.dart, supported locale, context.supported locale, and then the locale, which is the default one, context.locale. That's the only thing you will do in the app.dart file. Okay, now let's see how to implement actually the languages in the pages. of our application. Let's start with the home. In the home dot, as you can see, this is just at the app bar. We added a drop down, and from drop down this has some selections, and then we can select whichever language. So in here, in the actions, actually, this is our app bar. Of course, this is a stateful widget. This is a stateful widget. Just a normal app bar and some design, whichever design is suitable for you. And in the actions of the app bar, we will add a drop down. The app drop down, this is a Flutter package. As you can see, this is a Flutter package, Flutter drop down. Also, you need to add in the pub spec.yaml. Where is it? The drop down. Let's see, drop down. Okay, this is it, the Flutter drop down. This is the package. It's by Flutter. So once you have added to a pubspec.yaml, you can import it in here, and then you start to design the drop down, adding some details. Before that, let's see few things. Let's set up a few things so we can use them in here in the drop down. We go up into this is a stateful widget, as we have said. So in the state portion, in this state, what we will do is, first of all, we declare a list of strings. These are the names that will be shown. Again, not again. The names that will be shown in here. So if you can see here, this is Arabic and this is English. So these are the names that will be shown in here, and the country is the first thing. Now another thing, we need to set a string locale code. By the way, this is the null safety. If you are using the null safety, you have to use it, especially because we are using Flutter 2.5. Flutter 2.5 uses null safety, so you need to use the null safety. So this string is a locale code. This string is a locale country. Then locale flags, we will talk about. You just see what are they. So locale flags, we will see later from where we get this class, the locale flags. Selected flag. Now this locale flags, we will create a list of locale flags by the name of flags. In this list, we will add locale flags of each and every language that we wish to add to our application. So it consists of locale code, the code of the language, and the country. For simplicity, I have just added 2 instead of 5, just to make things easier. But if you wish to add multiple languages, it's the same. Locale flags, the code, and the country, and that's it. Now about locale flags, I will speak to you. I will tell you from where we have brought this. Then we need to create a list of string, the language code. All the codes of the languages, we need to put them in a string, in a list of strings. And all the country codes, we need to put them also in a list of string. Now this we need to, as you see here, if you didn't do null safety, when you do the runtime, when you do the packaging of your application, you will get an error. So because Flutter will reject it because it doesn't have a null safety. So when you do the packaging for production, the Flutter compiler will reject it because these variables doesn't have a null safety. Okay, so these are the 2 lists, one for the language codes and one for the language countries. Now, once we have done these things, let's go back to see what is the locale flags. What is the locale flags? The locale flags, actually, it's a class which is a widget. This is the class, which is a widget it describes to you how the design of this this container. So this is the Locale flags. It just describes how to design this. When you click on this here, this will show something here. So the design here contains a name, contain a flag. Maybe you only decide to show the name only without a flag, or maybe you show something else. So this is the Locale flags, is the design of this space, which is, of course, it's a widget, it's a container, just a container, contains a text and an image which represent the flags. That's it. So this is the Locale flags. It has two properties, the Locale code and the Locale country, and that's it. So the Locale flag is actually the design of the space when your languages will show up in your application. That's it. Okay, now let's implement all what we have said in here. Let's implement it in the drop down. In the drop down. This is the drop down. It takes a type of Locale flags, which takes items. Items is the flags, the list, as we have said before. And then the custom widgets, which takes the Locale flags dot flag widgets. And then the initial value, which is what will be shown, the first thing in here, the first thing. What is the initial value? Now the initial value, you need to initialize it because this is a stateful widget. This is a stateful widget. So in a stateful widget, you need to initialize it in here. So selected flag is flags dot first. This flags dot first. The first one will be the English, code. Okay. Okay. Then now here is the important thing. Here is the important. What will happen when I click on any language? What will happen? This is a very important part of this. So it will take the Locale. It will take a value, which is the Locale that I have selected, the new Locale that I have selected. It will set a state, and then the selected flag will be the loc, which is this one. And then here comes the easy localization dot of context set Locale. Now the set Locale will take Locale, and Locale will have two arguments: the selected flag dot Locale code and the selected flag dot Locale country, and then the selected Locale code, which is the selected flag dot Locale code. That's it. That's what you have to do in the drop down. When you set the new state, when you press on any flag in your list, that's what will happen. That will set state will be changed, and will do all the changes for you. Now you might say, can I put this in the settings page? In the settings page? Of course, you can put it anywhere. This drop down, you could put it in any page, including the settings. So let's see how it will work in here. So here in English, this is a drawer. As you can see, all in English. All these in English. Let's change it to another Locale, and let's open it. As you can see here, it has been changed to the other Locale. Dynamically, we are changing it dynamically without the need to go to the device settings and change the device language, and then our application will change its own language. So this is the beauty of the easy localization. Now if you choose to do it in the settings page, you will add the same things. The same things that we have added in here in the home page. These are all exactly the same things that we have added in the home page. We will add them in the settings page, and accordingly also the drop down of the languages. The same thing exactly. You will add it in the settings page. And when you wish to go to the settings, so let's say that in the drawer we have selected to the settings. So in the drawer we just go to the navigator. When we push on the settings button, which is here, this one is the settings button, which is this one. In the settings button, once I click on it, it will navigate push name to the settings, to the route name of the settings page, to the route name of the settings page. Let me with much more better like this. So the settings page route is actually, the route name is this one. This is the route name. So at the drawer, which is in here, when I click on this button settings, this drawer design, this is the drawer settings, and once I click on this button, I will be navigated to the settings page. And let's see it. Okay, here is the settings page. This is the settings page, and in the settings page I already have done, I have added this drop down. This is the drop down of the setting of the locale, which is this one. And if I change now to another locale, as you can see here, it have been changed. And if I go back again, it changed back to English. So you have two options, whether you wish to put in the home page, or you could put in the settings page, whichever suitable for you, whichever, totally up to your requirement. So let's see what will, let's make a demo now. This is now the home page is in English. I will go to the settings page, and in the settings page I will change it. It's in English now. Let's change it to Arabic. Now the home page should be changed now to also to Arabic, because this change applies to the entire application, to each and every widget, to each and every page. So if I go back to the home page now, it should be in Arabic also. As you can see, this is also back to in Arabic. Now let's change it back to English, and let's go to settings now. The settings page, which was in Arabic, it should be changed now to English, and exactly it has been changed to English. So this is how you could do the languages changing. Depends on your requirement, wherever you wish to put this drop down, in the home page, in the settings, or wherever you wish. But this is the main technique to place multiple languages in your application. Now, one thing I have forgot to mention about the previous video, the second video, about the themes. Actually, not each and every settings will be applied entirely by default on every page unless you tell it to do so. What does that mean? Now, this system theme, we haven't done anything. It came just like that out of the box by default. When we created the package, it came just like that. It is applied on each and every page. This is by Flutter. It did it so. Flutter have already done this in the settings. Let me show you here what they did, the guys of Flutter. These are the settings full directory, which has this settings controller, the settings service, and the settings view. So these things they already have done for you. They have done for you, and they place it in the settings view, and they applied it in the app.dart. As you can see in here, in the apply, they have applied it here in the material app. So when I said when you create something in the settings page and it will be applied on the entirety, on total of your app, it has to be done by you. You cannot just create something like this in here and you expect, because you place it in the setting, that means it will be applied on the entire app. No, you have to configure it yourself to be applied on the entire application. Here the guys in the themes, the guys of Flutter, they have already done this for us, and they bring it with the package. When we install a new project, it comes by out of the box, but they have done it in here. They have done all this work in these three classes. They have done all, and they have applied it in the material app. That's why when we go to the settings page and we change in here, it will act. So whatever settings that we wish, then we have to work it out by ourselves and apply it to all. But from the settings we can apply to entire our application if we have done this, if we have configured it to work on the entire page. This is all about the localization and how we apply it. I hope I have covered it all. In the next video we will start do some other things, which are the orientation of our application, which we will use in it this package, which is a very powerful package, which is called a responsive framework. This package will give your app the ability to work on its own, to fix its size on its own, whether it's on a mobile phone or a tablet or a laptop. So this is a very powerful, we will talk about in the next video, and then we will start applying a very powerful package also, which is called the provider. The provider, we will start and see how we can apply it in the version 2.5 and higher. Thank you very much again for watching this video. I do hope really if you like this video, you hit the like button and hit the notification bell so you could get the latest videos from my channel. Thank you very much.